Hello and welcome everyone to another Let's Play with the Developers. My name is Raycons. I'm here with some add-ins and we are two of the main developers behind your favorite mod, Minecolonies. And we'll be playing today on the HellColonies server. Now it was planned to have yesterday HellColonies and today schematics, but I have a paper deadline today, so we finished the paper yesterday. That's why I'm able to play today. Which, yes, I wasn't able to stream yesterday. I was basically 8 hours sitting with my prop on the paper, cutting it down from 18 to 14 pages. But today we're here, today we're live, and we will be continuing working on our Hell Colony here. And just as that...
Hi.
Hi, Sam. We just reached 50 colonists. Did we?
Oh, nice.
I think we didn't. I don't know. I think it's some...
Oh, must be because I'm an officer in some other colonies.
Yes, I think so. Yes, we have only 28 citizens.
I was wondering, like, last time we were at like 25
yes,
and built maybe
exactly.
1-2 houses.
I remembered us sticking around 25, as I was like, this doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
So, now there's some, yes, bigger things we're currently working on, which is why the changelog of this week is a little bit low. Also because I'm having a bunch of deadlines coming up. That also doesn't make it a lot easier, but we have like a lot of pending stuff and cross dependencies and pull requests.
Yeah.
The Gravekeeper pull request is still stuck because the testers found a few problems in it that have to be solved first before merging. It seems that citizens are getting like with an enormous percentage chance resurrected. At fully upgraded, but still it's supposed to be like 5%, so one of 20 citizens, and not like Odd told me like 70% of citizens that caused of not player causes. That's so even if it was like by chance, that would still probably make it like 50% of the citizens being resurrected or so.
Yeah.
So it's probably good to double check that. Also, there's a message about trying to resurrect, which should definitely not be in by now. That should only be played after we add the totem stuff.
Yeah.
And yes, like minor things that should take him a quick test session mostly. And yes, I'm doing a bunch. Oh, nice. Reduce the lead for leather when they make leather boots. Let me see if we were lucky and got the bug where this is now 1 leather. Let me double check that. I heard there's a bug Meckley is investigating. The Fletcher is downstairs. Let me double check that. Hey. Closing the door in my face. And yes, like I'm reworking the system of building almost entirely. Like there are going to be big changes related to that.
Oh yeah, I wanted to finish my version still.
Yeah, it's 3 letters. It's 3 letters. Maybe that was a stupid report only, because now there's like 3 letters over each other like this. Maybe the person misunderstood the UI.
Yeah, it could be.
I think that is and hi John, sorry. That is, I think, a reasonable chance. Meckley, if you hear this, I think we have a classic 20 centimeter in front of the screen problem here, maybe. I'm going to write them. I think the problem with the recipes is the player mistook the reduction because it displays 1 times 3 instead of 3 times 1, right? So I've been testing building things from the outside in, so basically like it would do the outside line and then it spiraling slowly in, which reduces the walking overhead a little bit in big buildings, and I think it looks pretty cool as well.
Yeah, it looks more natural, I think.
It looks a bit more natural as well, and yes, so while doing that, I found a few small bugs. Sam found another bug, which I've solved, so that builders now pick up the quantity nicely and not one item per time. So what is happening is if you have the builder resources split around different inventories, the builder will pick up the resources he needs only from one of them per time. So they can just by chance, by bad luck, pick up one lock instead of 20, which then causes a lot of additional trips, right? So I adjusted that
runs
code.
Back and forth a lot.
So I adjusted that code, and I have a few other fixes included in that, and then there's still a bunch of background rework ongoing. So there are a bunch of other things that are currently in the pipeline.
Yeah. Oh, and mob spawn disable and building stuff works now too.
Yes, I did write that in the announcement.
Yeah.
Sam fixed that. I still don't know because I tested that. It called the event.
Yeah, that's funny. I guess you might have just changed something after testing it.
No, I'm 100% sure that it didn't change the method signature there.
It's weird. Because it needs to be static to be even registered properly.
Exactly, that's the thing that confuses me. How
Unless we are doing something stupid and register the class and the instance.
Yeah, that might always be possible, to be honest. That might always be possible.
Not impossible.
That might always be possible. Or it could be just some random behavior as well. That like, okay, this works we do this in some place where this works in dev mode somehow or so.
Yeah, maybe. But even if the event got called on your side, it should have thrown errors.
Yeah, it didn't. And I even checked it. It even got into the cancellation line, which confuses me even more. And I didn't get any mobs spawning within that circle either.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well.
Now it's working.
Now it's working, so that's what matters.
Yeah.
So that was my builder. I know it should be up and working. Here we go. And you got those iron boots. Delivery. They're missing iron to be delivered. Here, delivery of iron boots. So those should be coming relatively soon to Evelyn, so that she can finish that building. Jim.
No, my builder is still lacking a lot of terracotta stuff.
Yeesh, what is she building?
Like black glazed terracotta and such.
Aye, ouch. Which building is it?
I think Stone Smeltery. Stone Smeltery 2.
There's, by the way, a bug in the UI of the visitors, because there was like a line that displayed that you can't hire someone.
Yeah.
When you're caught, but it doesn't anymore. Or
2. I remember 2. I remember trying someone and it didn't work, but normally they should say that.
Yeah, there should be. There used to be a line here. Maybe there's something related to if you have a space at the guard tower, but you accidentally. I think that's actually what it is. You have space in the guard tower, but you accidentally hire the citizen that is supposed to live in the guard tower somewhere else. So theoretically you're under the limit, but you can't hire. I think that might be.
Or some of the recent changes could have broken it as well.
That's also possible.
There were some changes for citizen counts, right?
Yes. Yay, Evelyn got all the stuff she needs.
Cheetah.
Just needing an iron chest plate. You didn't get an iron chest plate, Evelyn. Come on. So yes, I can't hire anyone here. I also fixed this here. This everything being important. I saw Direwolf getting confused about this, like, so all skills are important. No. It's a bug. It's not all of them are important.
Yeah, so that's where he was always like, all are important, no, I can't choose.
He was like, if all are important, none are important. And I was like, no, it's only the first one that is important, actually. And it is because, well, Mojang creates stuff that is, strange, to say the least. Very strange, to say the least, to be honest. Okay, she's getting now the iron chestplate crafted. Now I want to... Now we do have to cut this here down a little bit. Oopsie. As we had announced as well... Whoa! Directly. Holy shit. If a citizen dies, it's my fault, by the way. Yes. Basically, the first thing I clicked, the first block I broke, revealed lava. Like the first, literally the first block. I don't know how much luck I had to have for that one. Well, that escalated quickly. Still. Again. I'm going to die next time. Yes, I do. I thought I had to block that block. I didn't. Apparently. Okay. Death colony. Well, I said if some colonists die, it is my fault.
Some? What did you do?
Stonemason and Cook died. Oh no.
Did you put our whole city under lava or what? Kinda?
Almost.
And traders.
I put the area around the town hall under lava. No, Cook and Stonemason died. That Cook was... Poor Wyatt was with us for a while now.
Yeah, our Cook was doing very well.
Our Cook was doing...
until now.
Until, well, now. Now let's see if there's anyone here. There was someone, yes, here. So I gave you potatoes, so you will become a cook, is that right? Tell me. No, the first thing you're going to do is sleeping, I guess. At the town hall. Let me go to the restaurant and assign you there. Yeah, basically the things that changed were the things that I announced on stream. Yes, she did become a cook. It was... no, Marine. Ellen. Ah, so we have a cook's helper, don't we? Here. Marine. Knowledge 3, adaptability. I spent a darn load of... I spent like 60 potatoes on her. And this is like knowledge 3, adaptability 1, like really? That's bad. Yes, I think I turned about to hire a bit ago. what mods we're using besides Minecolonies? We're using this mod pack here. Talking about things we're working on. So we're currently working on a
adventure, RPG, survival mod pack.
An adventure mod pack, you could say. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, finally
like
I got rid of
Mineshafts and Dragons.
So we kinda enjoyed Minecraft and Dungeons, but it's like also broken, kinda.
Yeah, it's kind of very unbalanced. Some things do not fit so well together. So
yeah, it's a bit unbalanced, and they're like impossible to kill mobs in there, right?
Yeah. You can't run a server with it with more people.
It's like very laggy. You can't run the server with it, and these kinds of things. So we're like, okay, we do want to make a pack that is challenging, because apparently a bunch of people seem to be enjoying it. So we want to make one that is enjoyable, but not enjoyable, not laggy, and also not broken. So you can actually kill all the mobs reasonably, and you can avoid dying constantly.
None with like life-rank modifiers, which just are unkillable.
Yeah, like regeneration modifiers that are like, yeah, okay, I have to one-hit hit this guy to basically kill it.
Yeah, and he has like 40 health or so. Yeah, good luck one-shotting.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we said we're not going to be adding ice and fire to it. Although we
don't think so. It's kinda unbalanced.
We were kinda like not sure. It seems kinda like most of the lag problems seem to be fixed since they included our pathfinding.
Yeah, the lag isn't as bad anymore.
So the lag isn't as bad anymore, but it's also still kinda unbalanced. And I think it probably just ups the difficulty of a bunch of things and then makes other things just zero challenging anymore after you've mastered most of the ice and fire things.
Yeah.
It also goes a little bit against the mod pack philosophy of a general global progression, right?
Yeah.
What?
Big dins.
We will probably be adding tinkers to it, right? And thanks a lot for the subscription, Dexroxion. It's going well. It's going well. We're progressing.
Since Tinker's updated, it's kinda going to be like a nice classic pack.
Yes, so Tinker's updated is a nice thing to put into it.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of like dungeon and structures and
we will be adding a lot of
to explore.
Cave and underground, like the mods that make the underground so nice in that other mod pack, but without all the lag around it. Yeah. And these kinds of things. So, some ore delivered here, that's what I was wanting to hand in. So, we're not fully set yet on the biome mods we're going to be adding. I personally would like to add Terraforged together with the Biomes of Plenty and the cave mods, but for that we have to check if it is compatible with those dungeon mods as well. So, I mean, keeping Tetra and Tinkers to kinda... I'm not sure if anyone would be using Tetras if we have Tinkers. Like, I do like always to give choices, but the question is if anyone is seriously going to use it. I'm a big fan of Terraforge as well, that's why I'm suggesting it. And
yeah, I just remember back then when we used it the first time, it took quite a long time to configure, to get some decent terrain that wasn't entirely flat.
Yes, But it's
But
also...
I guess I changed a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I think so too. And
Thanks.
I think we were also like on this thing that like we wanted it to be flat but not too flat. But I think we can kind of in this case, so we want it also a little bit challenging, so we can just make it in general to be very little flat areas, which would fit well together with a lot of caves and cave entrances, right?
Yeah. Mm.
Kind of mixes nicely, right? You have more realistic terrain, and then you have also more realistic caves. Burning through here. In Tinker's current state, I started with it. I'm now using Tetra instead. I do enjoy Tetra as well. What bothers me a little bit with Tetra is that it's, I would say, less intuitive than Tinker's.
Yeah, and it's very like guy focused.
Because it's focused on the UI of this one block and everything is via this UI. While Tinker's is more like you build parts and mount the things together in the world, basically, right?
But I didn't also try out the newest Tinkers yet, so...
Yes, I didn't either.
How it's working.
But it, as far as I know, it's working... I think the same way as it used to. They adjusted a few materials, and they adjusted early game a little bit, as far as I know.
Yeah. But it should be fine.
But it should be overly very similar, yes. Cube. So... Oh, I absolutely hate it. A student made the bachelor student I'm advising on his bachelor thesis. He used like a platform to make the graphics for the paper, right? And so we basically finished the paper, and I had to scale the graphics down, and they looked like shit. And
no vector graphics.
Yes, it was because they're all made in JPEGs, right? So I was like, okay, open this tool, let's see. No, you need the Pro version to export vector graphics. You actually need the Pro version to export JPEG, PNGs already. It's like, not even only for vector graphics, but even for PNGs. PNGs you need.
Would have chosen some other tool, maybe.
Yeah, so I told him to redo it in Draw.io, basically.
Yeah. Draw.io or Inkscape is usually nice as well for vector graphics.
Like, the one thing that bothers me a little bit with the Draw.io sometimes is that you can't center, like, if you make lines to other lines, you can only center them in the middle, which kind of is a little bit annoying.
Yeah.
So usually what I do is that just before drawing the other lines, I just draw the arrows, and then I connect the line it's supposed to connect to as a workaround.
Do a workaround.
Yes, exactly. Those are the ones we will be adding to it, John. Exactly. Subterranean wilderness and the other one.
Yeah. Young's mine shafts.
Yes.
And, yeah. I think extended caves was the other one. Yeah.
Yes. I'm also hoping that Young's Stronghold update will be available for the general public until then as well. I'm kind of hoping on that.
Nice as well.
Because that one is pretty neat.
I've found quite a lot of structure mods actually.
And there's a lot of structure mods, yes.
Yeah, these days, like half a year ago or so, you had maybe 2.
Yeah, because before the Worldgen stuff was finished. I hope no one is dying down there. I found lava again. I'm dying, potentially. No, I made it. Where is it? There we go down. No, it was not here? Okay, just jump. Yeah, so in terms of all the people that voted for Sky Colonies, we're still needing the full Sky Colonies sets before we can set that up. So until that is done...
Sky Colonies is still planned.
So Sky Colonies is still planned, but in the meanwhile we can have both, right? Like, why not both? So we will have both. Oh, raiders. Actually increase the durability on it. And repair another diamond. Okay, I got my bow here, I got everything else. Okay. Oh wait, I can actually improve my bow, can't I? Yes. Speed 3. And Death Colony. So they come from north.
Northeast.
No, east. Let's see if I can find them. Yeah, potentially it needs... But I know that Kugo is currently real life busy, and I know that Erevan is still finishing something else, and I know Thylar is still finishing Tropical. And Tropical has priority because that was promised beforehand. Isn't that...
Yeah, our builders are kinda busy.
That's east, yes. I'm going to right east. So our builders are currently a little bit busy, which is making that difficult. We're doing Incan. I also don't have any inspiration whatsoever for a sky style. So I'm probably also...
I got some ideas which we could do, but it would be some effort.
Yeah, I mean, we're taking already, like, doing it now 6. Roman, I think, wouldn't fit at all for a sky style. I think a sky style would have to be kinda steampunkish, I would say.
Yeah, like flying balloons, and below you kinda got the huts attached or so.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you can make bridges between such.
Some pigmen.
They don't seem to be east. I'm going to check our university. Yep, I'm seeing them.
I'm seeing one.
Somewhere near our university. Below our university they are.
I found one here.
Yeah, they're coming from north and are walking below our colony currently. Because I can see the spy outline.
Like I found one. Okay, I think I saw another. I found another one.
If you come towards our university, you see all.
Yeah, but I'm finding like kind of stranded ones around here.
Yeah, I guess so. I'll be back. Quite a few of them are now stuck down somewhere below our colony.
Okay, I can see a bunch of them below our colony now as well, yes.
Yeah. I guess that's how far the cave from north of our colony goes.
I will go to the ship then. Oh, that's where... Oh yes, that's what... Do you remember the last one I told you about? That I said he's going to make it in a little bit longer?
Yeah.
That one basically was laying the groundwork for all the future ones to come. They're all here, close to the weirdly destroyed ship. Choom, choom.
I can see some just sinking down into lava.
Yeah, there seem to be plenty just under the lava. I wonder if you can shoot them through lava. Doesn't seem like
arrows
it.
don't fly really fine.
Those there that are walking, they seem to be walking on a path.
Yeah. Interesting. Didn't know there was one.
Or let me try to path down to them. Yes, they are underground, not under the lava. Actually.
Yeah, got some on the other side of the supply ship as well.
I think they took that famous path we made. A famous path. They took the path we made. Oh no, they are actually in a mine shaft down here, basically.
Oh, my chest. That explains how they can walk there.
Yep.
So nicely.
And they're trying to leather up. Although not very smartly, because that would lead them into lava. I found the remaining.
Oh, you too?
Actually, there's...
Ouch.
Oops!
Don't shoot me.
Now there's one missing.
Here's when you go up here, you come to our supply ship.
Where's the remaining raider? That is the question.
Not sure. But hey, we're actually getting some.
But yes, I actually got a diamond sword from them as a drop, and a chief sword.
Nice.
No, it's not bad.
Yeah. Just their like passing isn't really made for the nether.
Yeah. Death colony.
We likely would need some kind of through block spacing.
I think the thing we added that the raid can, or that takes a while, right? The regular checks if enough died to end the raid. Because we did have some code in it to stop a raid earlier, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
And there's only one left, so that should...
I think it was 5% or so. Not sure, let me check.
So that should actually be enough to kill them. Chick. So I'm doing this here. You had a raid yesterday that started ended as soon as it started. In the Nether or in the overworld? Chick. Overworld. I guess they, here and there they might spawn in a place that they die relatively quickly. Like, I had it few times already that they are, for example, they spawn all in a 1-block space or so, and then collide to death.
Yeah, that could happen.
And then...
I just checked the code and it's 5%.
It's 5%.
So...
But do we have like 5% being at least 1?
Round up to 1.
Yeah, that
doesn't round.
Yeah, we should probably round up to
so
1.
You need at least 20.
I guess we had less than 20 then.
Yeah.
I guess that at least leaves the explanation that we had less than 20 then. Although not much less. Maybe we should kinda round up. Like not round up, but also not integer round up, you know? I guess at the moment it's probably integer
Yeah,
rounding.
I'm just doing
So after 10, 1 is
a
okay.
maximum between.
Yes. That should probably make sense. Yeah, just rendering. Yeah, it's because now integer also rounds to whole numbers, but there's like many different ways to round, right? But I mean the way we should be
And they
rounding.
basically always round down. So if it's smaller than a full number, it just gets neglected.
So if it's
like just
0.99999, no, it's not Hitler.
It's
It
0.
is 1. It's 0 then. Chip. Here we go. Going through this. Ching. No, just do the regular rounding. Above 0.5 it's 1. Just do normal floating point now rounding. Is what I would do.
Yeah.
I think that makes a lot of sense, because if you get like 3 raiders, it shouldn't also.
Yeah, would be kind of weird.
That would be kind of weird, but if you have above 10, it's fine.
Kill 2 and
Chick. Yeah, John just said the same thing, Dinrel. That also does happen, but that is then, like I said, they collide themselves to death, for example, and then there's only one left, and that brings you under the limit.
Yeah. Or they like all walk into the campfire.
Yeah.
Which they spawn, which can happen.
But all is quite unlikely then in that scenario.
Yeah, well, it depends on how many you got. Like, if you got 2 raiders, and both could walk into it.
Ah, yes. If you have 1-2 raiders only, that can still happen. Yes.
Or like, if your difficulty is still so low that they are like just getting killed when they spawn in lava or so.
Like I said, don't mistake. If you don't get multiple raids at the same time. You get multiple groups of raiders at the same time. It's one raid, but instead of spawning one big group coming from one direction, you get several groups coming from different directions.
It is, of course, a little bit more difficult than having just one group to deal with. But in total, you don't have really much more raiders.
Ah, you're getting only 2-3 raiders. Yeah, then it's probably... There's a good chance that they walked into lava or something like that on the way.
And just drop dead.
And just, yeah.
Yeah, our raid difficulty is also like starting very, very easy.
Yes.
And slowly scaling up.
You can see that in Dyer's colony it's starting to scale up already.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the moment where the archers one-shot him because he's flying.
Yes, I'm waiting for that as well. That is going to be fun.
He would be like, what just happened? And tries again and gets one-shot again.
Maybe we should warn him. Like at one moment, raiders kind of get aggro if you fly, so the archers are kind of strong. Then you could say.
Yeah, they shoot a lot faster, a lot more, a lot further, and fire arrows.
Yeah, they're already shooting fire arrows now, and relatively far.
Yeah. Just what the difficulty didn't give them yet is armor piercing, and once they get that, his mecha suit doesn't help much, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, the competition server is hard, but I'm I believe Dyer's version is also, he's also playing on hard mode, I believe.
Is he?
I think he
Sure.
is.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Although hard mode is like relative, right?
Yeah. Hard mode.
Flying around in an invincible mecha suit, one-shotting everything out very, very hard.
Yeah. The problem I have with this is kinda, I think it's not a problem to have very good armor, but at least you should go through dangerous stuff to get it.
Yeah.
A hard dish mode, yes. Like I don't have, like I said many times, if it is balanced, like okay, you need whatever, kill the Ender Dragon, kill a Wither, and go to a few dangerous dungeons to get stuff. Then I don't see such a big problem if the additive things scale around it as well. Just having an armor that makes you invincible for the rest of the play game, kind of like okay, then you can play on peaceful as well. Why you're playing?
Yeah, or creative.
Or creative, right? You're flying anyway, so.
Yeah, right.
So what is the difference?
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of flying in general anyways.
Although a lot of those
it kinda skips out of being part of the world, you just skip the world.
A lot of the tech mods, interestingly, their end game is creative mode, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, you get infinite of this, you're unkillable, kill everything instant, got flying. Yeah, it's very much like creative mode.
It's basically creative, right?
Yeah.
You can everything you can craft everything instantly as well, right?
Yeah, crafting is no longer a part of Minecraft, you just get the item.
Because and not almost instantly. It's like not.
Yeah. You got your terminal UI and type the name in, and then you get it pretty much.
Yep, and you just have to set up once a recipe. Sometimes not even that. I'm not a big.
Yeah, it's like a portable ice system with instant fulfill.
Even vanilla Elytra, like vanilla Elytra is for me like the most you can go.
Yeah, it's like the very max you can do with flying.
Yeah, or the max
because
you should
it has
do
several
with flying.
drawbacks. It's not just like normal creative flight. You have to go up and down.
You need
It
some
takes durability
rockets.
damage. It takes a chest slot up. So
you require rockets as well.
Yeah, and it's like supposed to be at the very end of progression, while with modded, the end isn't not even close to the end of progression, right?
Yeah, the paraglider mod actually I think is a nice thing. Being able to glide down from an elevated position I think is always a nice thing.
We just can't just get up, but only glide down a bit. That's a nice way.
That's why I think maybe Mojang should have left the rocket part out of the Elytra. That would basically have
so
been
as
that.
well.
Although they should have designed flying a lot less stupid. It's like a pain to get flying, and you can fail in 100 different ways. Instead of just like okay, you jump, and if you're in the air and you click you glide, done.
Well, I guess it's as a part of the balance, right? It's kind of difficult to use.
At least that. Evelyn is still needing an iron chest plate. What is stuck there, Evelyn? What is stuck there? Although we did have a raid, right? And morning period. I guess you're excused.
Morning.
I guess you're excused. Which could be relatively nice. There's this Towers of the Wild mod that adds those towers with the waypoints on them. And we could add paraglider mod to the pack with those towers.
And then you can glide down.
You can glide down.
I wonder if you can like configure the paraglider mod to set how far you can glide, like at which angle, kinda.
I've never played with it, but as far as I know, it's fairly balanced. I'd use this stamina something. That apparently even has stamina in it. I think they probably went all the way Breath of the Wild on it.
Yeah, well, at least it's worth testing, I'd say.
Choop, choop, choop. So I'm going through this stone part here.
You write in the mod description.
You're currently at the mod description?
It's main. Just open the curse page, do not forget the mod.
Yes. Choop, choop, choop.
I've got like 300 tabs of mods or so open at the moment.
Yeah, Sam is currently doing the heap of the work for the mod pack.
Yeah, looking so all the mods.
Chook, chook. Yeah, we're getting lots of netherrack we will never use. So John said it's relatively balanced. You ran out of stamina after some time, so that you can't glide for heaps amount of time. It's probably like Breath of the Wild, so you glide a little bit and then you just jump, and then shortly before you reach the ground you continue a little bit the gliding.
Yeah.
Which is good, because else players find ways to make towers with elevators to glide very far. So kind of as an Elytra light.
Yeah.
Shoop, shoop, shoop. Here we go. There. Currently running a heap of university experiments in the background while doing the stream as well. Chick, chick. Chick, chick. There we go. How are my experiments running? They're running. In general, there seem to be some issues in the servers today, so some of the runs return meh.
That's not nice.
It's not
That's
nice
not
to make more runs than should be necessary.
Yeah.
Choop, choop, choop. Here. We're currently leveling up our pickaxe at least. So... There's like so much more we will have to mine still. Just mine a little bit of it.
Yeah, we could use like one builder just to give him mining out tasks.
Just to have the builder mine out a bunch of
just mine from here to here.
Yeah.
Oh, that could be a nice thing for the plant
digger, yes.
Like digger, yeah. Where he doesn't own not just only dig the build sites, but you can also give him like an area he just digs out.
Yes. Although you would have to make it, that's it, like we do currently with the builder, you have to make it in a way that people don't abuse it as a quarry.
Yeah, true. Well, you can do that with our builder too.
More difficult, the builder mostly the builder has like those height requirements and stuff. So after if
it
it's too
works so
deep,
nicely on low Y levels. That's true.
doesn't work so nicely. Maybe we could just like make it annoying enough so they do mine stuff, but don't mine ores.
Yeah, true. I mean, he's just digging out the ground, right? So ores isn't his job.
Ores isn't his job, and then
Or we make him destroy ores. He can't harvest them, but he can kill the block.
Oh, I like that. I like that. That would make it pretty balanced. Just destroy.
Could be something for builders as well.
Yes.
Yeah, although builders shouldn't need it when you have the digger, right?
Yeah, when we do the digger, we can add that to the builder as well.
Yeah, should be same code anyways.
Exactly. Are there more requirements on schematic than in the wiki? There shouldn't be. The wiki requirements should be the most topmost requirements.
Yeah. Well, unless wiki forgot some.
Yay! Evelyn is still waiting.
For a second I thought my builder died. It's kind of similar, the message. The name comes up, the coordinates come up.
I was thinking already if we want to have print two types of messages, and we print just one green and the other one red.
Yeah, we could use some more coloring.
And like the green message is it's something good happened, and the red. It should be fine. Like the main color difficulties people have is red and yellow, wasn't it? Was it red and green?
Red and green it is, I think. Yeah.
Yes, this is the official Minecolonies mod pack, and we are the official Minecolonies developers. Chip.
But yeah, I think most people have like issues with red laser pointers.
Red laser.
So if you become a prof, better use a blue one.
But it was red, but I think it was red and it was red. Was it red or green? And yeah.
Yeah, red and green are pretty popular. Blue is much more rare, so blue's mostly fine too.
That I know. That I know. And I'm pretty sure it's. Whoops. Yeah, that's red. Yeah, it's red-green, right? Rot-Grün Schwäche. Yes.
Yeah.
That's the name. That's kind of like. So it's red and green, the most common one, and then we're like, everyone is like, you know what? We should use red and green as the signaling colors in everything, you know?
Yeah.
Like, who was the dick that came up with this idea? He was like, my wife can see red and green, and I want her to die. So instead of killing her directly, I'm just going to set red and green to be the colors used for traffic lights.
Yeah.
Like, why exactly those colors that people have problems with? Why didn't they choose red and blue, right?
Yeah. Oh, I think my builder has no task now anymore.
is too close to the color of the sky. But the color of the sky is purple. Or for all the
Also, like the sky is yeah, it depends. If you look at traffic lights, blue kinda is.
For all the British people
similar,
here,
yeah.
it's when it's not gray, the sky is supposed to be blue. Yeah, actual like a blue, like a yeah. If it's a light blue, it might be confusing with the color of the sky. But if you take like a dark bluish kind of color, no one should be confusing that one.
Yeah.
Hey, I talked once with a prof from Liverpool, and he was like, all those people have those prejudices against it always being rainy and cloudy in England. Although it is always rainy and cloudy.
Yeah, it is.
Like the right-hander issue is like a double. The right-hander issue is actually relatively funny on top of it. Because we actually do not know the actual numbers. Again, lava coming.
Are you killing our citizens again?
Potentially, and myself. I think no one got killed this time.
Seems so. But was good timing as well. They just left their houses to go to work. So
I think
could have
I
good
got
odds at hitting some.
Yeah, it's usually it's always the minority. Like even if you consider worldwide who has a say over things, is a very drastic minority that decides things for the vast majority. Not even that decides, that those people are taking into account when making the decision. Those are usually rich people. Surprise. So here. But what I wanted to say is the right-hander thing I can even understand to a certain degree. So like the right-hander thing is already like a double problem, because quite probably a lot more people are supposed to be left-hander, but since they grew up doing everything with the right hand, because everything is for right-handers and it's treated as the default, it's actually difficult to say how much people are actually right and left-handers, right?
Yeah.
I don't even know, like we don't know. I could be, for everything I know, I could be a left-hander. I'm just horrible with both my hands, so there's a chance. I think usually when you're very bad with both your hands, there's a chance that you could be a left-hander.
I think so.
Oopsie. Yeah, you were left-handed, you were taught to write with the other hand. Yes, that's what I was talking about.
That happens quite a bit as well.
That's very common. Where's my way up? Mind around here. Yay, finally!
Nice.
We will
We
work
should have quite some space now, actually, right?
Yeah, we should have claimed quite the area.
Yeah.
Although those were already in the close to the town hall, to be honest.
Yeah. Well,
Is it up here? think we were up here. But there, Lloyd, I was saying the right-left-hander thing I even understand to certain things. Like some things are like it's much like if the majority of people is already right-hander, the vast majority, and then it is for many companies not economic to have things work for both hands, products for both hands, right? But the color thing doesn't make any sense because there are alternative colors. There are a lot of colors.
There's no problem just taking another.
There's like you could just take other colors, right? But instead, everyone was like, no, you know, those people that can't see color, fuck him. So someone must have been like that. There's a theory that left-handed is to evolution. It's a local extremum. Being in a minority gives an advantage against the majority. I guess I get it. So you're left-handed, and everyone is only, and you're used to fighting right-handers, right? And no one is used to fighting left-handers, and that gives you an advantage.
True.
But then again, the question is if there's like, because if there's no downside from being left-handed, then it should eventually like balance out at 50-50, you would think.
Yeah, well it might. Evolution is
a slow process. Thanks a lot for the cheer, Tony. Highly appreciate it. We're trying our best.
Maybe in a few thousand years. Could be.
At first we would need an accurate assessment of how many people are actually right and left-handed. Because at the moment that number is already biased, right?
Yeah.
Oops. Oops. Yeah, but I even think like even the keyboard mouse stuff nowadays is also a problem for left-handers.
Think so.
Scissors are a pain.
I'm actually using the mouse like right-handers do.
You? What? They do?
I said I'm actually left-handed and I'm using the mouse and keyboard just like right-handers do as well.
You are left-handed even.
Yeah. And I even learned to write with left, not right.
Ah, you learned it from the beginning to write with left?
Yeah.
See, you had responsible parents. They were actually checking.
Yeah, I had a pretty good like elementary school teacher as well.
That helps. If the teachers early on figured these kinds of things out because they pay attention and then tell your parents what to do, that helps a lot as well. Like I was like super impatient, so everything I made with right or left looked crappy.
Done. What? I can't read it, but done.
Yeah, it was like, okay, you have to cut out, like I was like 5 years old, and then, no, not 5, I was like 3 years old, and they were like, okay, you have to cut out those 5 equal figures, and I was like, okay. So I put all the 5 papers on top of each other and cut out all at once. Like I was born to be a programmer. And I was like, I was laughing at the others. You stupid! Look, I am just cutting out all at once.
It's far more efficient.
It's far more efficient. I'm going to have fun in 15 minutes from now doing whatever I want instead of doing this. And I also couldn't comprehend why the other kids would find doing this fun. That's probably also one of the problems.
Yeah, it's kind of boring, right? You do it once, okay. You do it twice, 3 times, what?
Yeah, so... And yeah, I always found ways to get out of drawing things, and so I'm really bad at cutting out things until nowadays, by the way. Like, I worked in the kindergarten a few years back, and the 6-year-old girls, usually all of them were able much better in cutting out than I was. Much better.
Yeah.
And the boys as well, usually. Everyone, basically. The only one that was worse than I in cutting were usually like the 3-year-olds. Those were worse than me in cutting out stuff. Unsurprisingly.
At least some were worse, right?
At least someone was worse. I have like really no patience in cutting and drawing out stuff. I was like born to be a programmer.
Wait, did someone?
Have a good one, Slime Mason. See you around. Hope you're going to be tuning in tomorrow. We will be online tomorrow again. And tomorrow we will be doing Incan again.
Yeah.
I promise, John. I promise. It's a researcher promise. That means if something more important comes up, I won't be able to hold it. It's actually worse than a normal
It means
promise.
it is on the list to do. It might get like shut.
Hi there, Satirizon.
Places back on the list. That could happen.
It might
go on the very bottom, but it is on the list. That's
it
what
is
it
on the
means.
list. It is on the list. It's supposed to happen, unless real life
Someday,
gets in the middle.
Maybe.
I do have a meeting tomorrow, but it's early. It's before that.
Yeah.
Your grades jumped from the worst to the best and stayed in the middle. I was always way too lazy to have good grades. So I had, like, in middle school I had good grades, but not because I was good, but because everyone else in my class was dumb. Then I switched to a better school, and I had like average grades. Well, my teacher said that I'm having very good grades for the amount of effort I put into things. It was like, in the last year of Spanish, I was like, okay, at least I want to get a little bit more out of the Spanish than out from the French classes. So I did homework.
Oh.
I didn't study for the exams, but I did homework.
That's very ambitious.
It was quite ambitious. My grade jumped up by 2 points. My teacher noticed that I did homework. She did notice that I'm also not studying still, and said, Ray, it's kind of sad to see the potential you have for learning this language, and just like, don't. It's very similar what my PhD advisor said before when trying to get me to make a PhD, is that you're very smart, very fast in things you do. You're just lazy as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, I was not made to work in a company. I like to do stuff that I like to do. And I know everyone likes that.
Stuff, right?
But Like in my humble opinion, I think no one should be forced to do something that is stupid and boring. And if people should do stuff that is stupid and boring, they should be at least very well paid for it.
Yeah, at least.
Imagine we paid a fair payment to things like cleaners,
Yeah.
because it's not only, it's like one of these jobs like nursing, but at least it has, while nursing has like 0.1% recognition, cleaning has actually 0% societal recognition.
Yeah.
Like nurses,
Everyone kind of knows they exist and that they hardly get any money.
although I have to say, you think they hardly get any money? That's like in Germany they're like super well paid compared if you go to most other places.
Yeah, true. Also in Germany, like you have to pay a lot more money for stuff, right?
Yeah. No,
So it
not
kind of balances out.
not a lot, not a lot. There's this
Well, first you got taxes, so 50% of your income is gone.
yeah, but you have to see sometimes like what you have, what goes away from that, like in terms of healthcare, etc. In other places, it's like beneficial to pay those taxes, even though still.
Yeah, right.
But yes, I'm a huge
Well,
fan of progressive taxes, where like the first 2,000 or the first 1,500 is free, no taxes applied whatsoever.
yeah, it should be like scaling up.
And even if you make 2,000, like you make 2,000, it's still the first 100, first 1,000 has no taxes.
Yeah.
The problem of that otherwise is that sometimes earning more will make you less because you go into another tax group, which is stupid. Like,
Yeah, yeah, very.
Mhm. Mhm. The- oh, in Germany, that's how tax brackets work. I do know that if you are exactly at the border of a tax bracket and you make some additional, you go, all of it is in the next bracket. Yes, it is dumb. It is dumb.
Yeah.
I do have a hope that that is going to change in the next years, because I think most parties besides the non-Christian Democrats, non-Democrats, sorry, the non-Christian non-Democrats, do want a system like that. I'm pretty sure, because it's like it's 1,000 times simpler. It's much easier. It's much fairer, and it's much easier to put taxes on the super rich.
Yeah.
Yes, and in the US and in Switzerland, they have the progressive system. So it's at least one thing that doesn't completely suck in the US for workers. On the other hand, the majority of the people are paid so little they wouldn't even hit the second tax bracket in Germany.
Yeah, it's true.
That's also true. Yeah, a lot of companies are already like, I'm not sure how it's in the US, but we're already experimenting a lot with home office before Corona came along. Nice. She has everything to upgrade the barracks towers. I didn't have to bring anything.
Oh, nice.
Like for example, there where I worked, in my internship at Bosch, they already had a system that you could work from home a few hours and then come later in the office. So basically, only had to be in office around between, I think, 10 and 3. I think something like this. You had to be in the office because that's the meeting time slot. So a lot of people, they were just like, okay, I'm going to avoid the big traffic in the early morning, going to work from home the first 2 hours, and then I'm going to go when it's super calm on the street. I'm going to drive to work. Yeah, it really sucks. This, things like being very strict to come to the office. For me, that's one of those things like power trip of companies. Like, I own you. You do what I tell you. Well, it fits.
Yeah, and it's kind of the opposite, right? Companies get money from you working there.
Yes, it is.
It's not you getting them money; it's them getting money.
Yes, it's one of those big misconceptions that companies try to get in your mind. You should be grateful for a job. No, the company should be grateful. You making them rich as hell.
Yeah.
They should be glad, not you. You're making them rich.
Yeah. You are just being nice to them, basically.
Yes. That's the reason why we need universal basic income. Because then companies will realize that they do need workers. And will adjust to that. Because then people will just be, no, I'm not going to work under those conditions. And then actually, that's those things like capitalism works on this voluntary participation principle. But if there is no voluntary participation, then it is doesn't work as well. So if you have a universal basic income, your participation in the job market is also voluntary, so that companies have to actually compete for you and treat you well, and things they should absolutely doing already if they were good people. Or that's decent people. You don't even have to be a good person to do it. You have to just be a decent person. What did George Carlin say? You know, who's chickens are decent people. They're better people than humans. Ever seen a rooster beat up his chick? Never seen that. Yes, there's the work share offices. I'm not a huge fan of those work share offices because I think it gets loud, etc. Again, I like it silent, but definitely not everyone has the infrastructure at home. Ducks, on the other hand, ducks, they're smart. They know how crappy humans are. That's why they attack them. Yeah, it should be. I'm not saying that everyone should work from home, but everyone should have the option to work from home. There are certainly people that work better, and I'm pretty sure that there are moments for everyone that works better. Like initially in a project, until the tasks are nicely distributed. Initially, when you start working at a company and you don't know the stuff very well, and you can ask people around you, there are certain things where it's definitely beneficial early on already. But yeah, that's kind of the other problem, right? So it's more efficient for you then, but it also means you're bothering the people around you more. Yeah, that's also one of these problems, like writing, even computer science. Actually, there's a lot of time spent thinking on how to do things, right? It's the same thing in my PhD. if you looked at me what I'm doing in my computer, sometimes you think, well, is he goofing off? No, I'm actually thinking about stuff and trying to see things from different angles and stuff. Let's see if she... Everything here, besides the magenta bed and the polished black stone pressure plate. Let me teach that to the stonemason. Yeah, I think one of the things that are... Hello there, Stella Perusa Voa. Thanks a lot for the follow. One of the things that I think is important is to have... That is like important, is optimal. Is to have a dedicated space for working and one for relaxing.
Yeah.
For dual reasons, right? First of all, you might not work, which I think is less likely, but you might still work even though you should be relaxing, which is much more likely. Oh, I wanted to hire someone actually for the 26. Do I have any of those with me? No. So let me get some of those. But then again, that's also what companies like, so that you can't separate anymore between work and free time space. And you do work in your free time. That's why companies give you company phones. It's not that they're nice to give you an iPhone. That is like a leash. So they can call you in your free time.
Yeah. That's like very terrible.
If the company wants to give you a cell
free
phone,
time is not free time but standby time.
Yes, it should be considered work time then as well, because you can't reasonably start anything, or you might be interrupted from anything you do. So nice, we got the stonemason set up here.
Should get at least like half a pay or so.
Yeah. Yeah, I will try to not kill him with lava this time. Out of the goodness of my heart. So... Now, in Brazil, in the public sector, they do have something like that your standby time is kind of paid.
That's nice.
So, but the problem is always that there's a lot of like amazing benefits for public servants in Brazil. The problem is that this is like 0.1% of the workforce.
Yeah.
It even goes so far that if you go into a master's program and you ask what people want to be, everyone will tell you, I want to be a public servant. Like if you go into a master's in Germany, you ask, what is the least thing that you absolutely guarantee do not want to be? And then people say, I don't want, it's a public servant.
And in Brazil, it's the other way.
Like, it does make sense to have it in the middle way, right? So like that people seriously consider becoming public servants, because that usually guarantees that public services get better people, which results in better service and better functioning infrastructure projects and all those kinds of things, right?
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it should also not prevent you from doing your own thing, creating your own company, following your dreams or whatever. They're not using the middle field. I think it was just reasonably... See? She's there. Just taking care of the middle field, so they're fine. Just that John was complaining. I could see it from here that they're doing it fine. So this,
Yeah, she's now doing the middle field.
yes. Oh, this.
They are like taking quite a bit of time to switch between fields.
Yes, on purpose because they're producing a lot already. So
Yeah,
I
they
did
would
nerf
be
that on purpose to take time
doing even
between.
more if they were faster.
Like they're already basically providing everything for your colony. Funny.
Yeah, you can get one farmer and 200 citizens, and you only need one farmer.
Yeah, so I tried to balance that out a little bit.
But that's kinda so why we increased like we doubled the food bar so
Yep.
citizens can eat more.
Yep, exactly.
It reminds me, I don't think we doubled the food consumption, did we?
No,
Ah, we should do that.
but we did increase doubling the food consumption. I think it wouldn't do because what we wanted, like one of the main things we wanted, is that the citizens, once they ate, would be able to stay a longer period of time without eating.
Yeah, true.
But placeholder block. What is the recipe? Just need sticks, right? Yes. I'll put some here in the warehouse. Don't know why the hell it needs a placeholder block, but it has no one. Magenta bed. So the sword should be in production, but I'm 100% sure that we don't have any magenta beds.
But I guess we could increase the food consumption a little bit.
Yeah, we can at least.
I know that beforehand we did not want to do it because citizens would have to eat too much, too often. That's why we beforehand didn't do it.
What we can do is potentially a middle thing and increase it on the higher levels.
Yeah.
So let me make like a bunch up here.
Actually, I remember there was some kind of scaling with worker level and food consumption, but I'm not sure in which direction.
The scaling was to make them request better food.
Yeah, that's a recent one, but we have some consumption scaling.
We already have consumption scaling, yes. But we could make that now a little bit tighter. Like early on I think the consumption is fine, else it will consume too much. But we can now on higher colony levels make them eat a little bit more. So that should be delivered. Yeah, early on you don't have a lot of food in your colony, so it does make sense to not request all of it and to not consume all of it. So it's doing the barracks tower level 3. We did finish quite, and this looks so much better now with the roof, with the ceiling increased here. This is a lot better. Yeah, they're behind the wall by that builder. Yeah, that looks much better. It's actually not a lot to be increasing here. Maybe smoothen off this one here, so it doesn't look like a wall, but rather a slow increase there. I can hear somewhere a ghast. Was it here? No. We have someone working here as well. A ghast died. Okay. I was kind of worried about having a ghast around here. But if it died, it's fine. What is the town hall level, by the way? It's like super low, right? Level 2. Level 3 was a pain, wasn't it? Actually not so bad. like a build and upgrade on that as well. They might have spawned in a wall or so, potentially, yes.
Could be.
Yeah, we got the materials for it, exactly. We're now an hour and a half in. I think it's a good moment to switch off. Still have to do some experiments and stuff, and talk a few things with my prof because of the paper deadline today, right? I hope you enjoyed today's video. We will be streaming tomorrow again, most likely at the same time. Tomorrow we will be doing Incan again. It's going to be what, hospital and something else. I remember the second one, but one of them is going to be the hospital. So don't forget tuning in tomorrow. Glassblower, yes. Hospital and glassblower tomorrow. So don't forget tuning in. Thanks a lot for tuning in already today. Thanks for the additional follows, subscriptions, and the cheer. If you want to support our channel further, consider just leaving a follow because that's free, or subscribing on YouTube if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're watching this until the end on YouTube, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. And you can also always donate on Patreon. We're highly grateful for that because that's basically the only income that project generates, and it somewhat avoids us having to get sometimes to get additional jobs, work additional hours, etc. We can then spend on working on Minecolonies.
Yeah, it's a neat thing to have.
So it's a very neat things to have. Maybe one day in the future we'll be able to somewhat afford living from Minecolonies income. That would be amazing.
That would be really cool, yeah.
That would be amazing. In the meanwhile, we're providing a high quality free mod for everyone to play. I hope everyone is enjoying it. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Thanks, Sam, for being with us. See you guys tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.
Yeah, good night.